We're going to walk through real quick just the process of how we develop some of these message points. Again, Grant mentioned to you that the issue, the overarching issue or event that we're talking about today is student enrollment and enrollment growth. Obviously, the big message that we want to talk about is growth with quality. We want to talk about the quality of the institution. So the overarching message, you probably saw this in the materials that Grant sent over. 41 years, we've enjoyed remarkable achievements in quality, student development, building a strong foundation, even in our youth. This is a strong overarching statement that we always wanted to get across. It's a statement about the fact that we've grown with quality. We're a quality institution. The issues that we've identified today are what the impacts are of that growth on student population, what the impacts are on the neighboring population, the people right outside of the university, and then our ability to manage growth. What is the ability of the university to manage the growth? Has it managed growth already, and what is it doing to manage growth in the future? So those are the issues that we're asking you to kind of listen for in the questions. So we start with the issue, student impact. We've identified several questions that you might anticipate. Again, going through the planning process, what are some of the questions that might relate to this? Why would students want to attend a university that faces such concerns? Why would they want to come to this university? UCF touts its growth, but shouldn't the focus be on quality instead? Shouldn't your focus be on the education you provide rather than trying to be the biggest? How can students expect to learn in such an environment? 53,000 students, how can they, they're one of 53,000, how can you give them the attention they need? So those are anticipating some of the potential questions. And then bullet point message points that we want to communicate. When it comes to the impact on students, we want to talk about the quality. We want to talk about, we embrace opportunities that come with growth, and we welcome the students that share that kind of passion. And again, a lot of these came from the materials that Grant already sent over to you. Our goal isn't to be the largest. Our goal is to provide high-quality students with world-class education. And then, again, a positive message. Did you know that UCF now ranks in the top 50 for national merit scholars? This speaks to the quality of this institution, the fact that we have grown with quality and we've attracted high-quality students, high-quality researchers, high-quality faculty, etc. So this is just kind of the process that we follow in terms of developing the message points. But when we're in the interviews and we're grilling you, when we're asking you a question that you hear students, or you hear about programs, or you hear about education, you hear about things that are going on, classes, what have you, that in your mind should say, okay, they're talking about students here. They're talking about our, the people that we are here to serve. Okay, where's my board? What are the message points on that board that I want to deal with? What are the things that I want to communicate? When you hear about, a question that might deal with the impact of the university's growth on your neighbors, on whether or not you've involved neighbors in this growth. Okay, now we're talking about outside the university. What is the impact there? What are my boards? What are the message points that talk about that growth? UCF is the center of economic growth, arts, culture, and entertainment in East Central Florida. We have an active program of dialogue and engagement with local residents and businesses. We involve them, we engage with them. It's very important to us. We're recognized for that commitment. When we're talking about our ability to manage, we might get questions. Have you asked whether you can even manage this growth? Who's put the time out here and said, let's plan for this? Does it appear that UCF is chosen expansion over managed growth, unchecked expansion? We can talk about how our regional campuses and extending access to education throughout Florida. That's what we want to talk about. I want to talk about the focus on online programs and the opportunities that provides, our strategic planning process that we go through. Those are the positive messages that we want to try to bridge to. And as Roger mentioned, when we set up in the interviews, what you're going to see, whether it's me interviewing you or Roger, we're going to be in a seated environment. Over our shoulder, we're going to have those boards behind us. So
not the big matrix, but
no. You're going to have
and bullet points.
Yeah.
And they're just points. We're not giving you quotes. We want it to be your words.
Right. And what we want you to try to listen for is what is the issue that this reporter is actually asking me here. Go to that board and say, okay, these are the messages I want to communicate. Okay, here's what I can tell you. Okay.
Remember techniques as well, when you're listening to this. The number of issues that you may hear in question, maybe more than one. Pick the issue you want to deal with. You don't have to answer all of it.
Now you have copies of these boards in your packet. They might be a little bit hard to read now that I look at them there. I'm sure.
Yeah, you have larger ones. I'm pretty old.
We should have done that. What I can do, I can print out copies of these.
Let's just go photograph.
We can make copies.
Yeah, make copies of these for you so you have them. You can take a few minutes to review those, and like Roger said, let's review some of the techniques